Back again for our next match here. Looks like we've got some warming up going on. Just watched Steve get sent to the B side by John Mora. Made a really nice comeback attempt. Not familiar with, I'm going to say it as LUT GANIEF. Looked him up. Same Fargo as me, 597. Steve's going to win the lag. And we're off. That last match, we're down to our final four on the winner's side. Got Shane Van Boning and James DeVee. James DeVee from the Pacific Northwest area. Only sub 725 Fargo player left on the winner's side. And our other winner's side match is Tony Chohan and John Mora. Now we got everybody fighting it out on the B side to get back up there to him. Get the chat open here. And about to see Steve's first break. Comes up dry, leaves a 1-8 combination. Doesn't quite get it to go. Looks like the 8 was right on the rail, so just rubbed that rail a little bit and stayed up. Steve just taking a second here, deciding between carom or combo. Goes with a soft carom. Still leaves a lot of angle. I think he thought that was going to be the issue. We'll see if he goes here or if he just banks that one out and tries to leave the cue ball right where the one is now. Played a little different safe there. Might have a gap between the 5 and the 9. Kind of unfortunate if he does to find that gap. Looks like he does. Doesn't quite get there. I believe we'll see him roll up here. Leave the cue ball over by the side rail and play this 2 down in the corner to come over for the 3. Just looks like it's a little too difficult to get to that side rail and back out. Okay, so he does come back over. Doesn't look like that 3 is going to go on the sides, so we'll have to see how he gets around for this ball. Runs into the 7. Maybe it does go on the side. That's been the most deceiving shot, I feel like, trying to watch this coverage. It will look so thin on the side, but they'll shoot it anyways. This one does look really thin, though. Don't know if we'll see a possible bank to the corner here. Maybe get his cue ball back a little bit and hope to use this wall of balls if the 3-ball stays up in the corner somewhere. Looks like he's crossing it. Well, not sure what the plan was there. Looks like the 3 fully passes. If anybody in the chat happens to know LUT, and I'm not saying it right, let me know. So he got that ball off the rail just enough. And he's looking good to take this first game. All right, GANIEF with game number 1. Break serve early there. Got some racked up pretty quick. Let's see how his break is looking here. I'm going to my favorite spot. Nice little pop on the cue ball there. 4-ball. All right, well, thin shot on the 1. A little bit of traffic over there with the 1-3 or 2-3-7. Looks like the 2 will go, but could play this ball around and try and float the cue ball over by the 3. This way somewhere if he wanted to. That's what he's going to do. I think he bumped it so that 2 won't go anymore also, which makes it, adds another layer of complexity. Oh, thank you, David. Gotta think Steve's going to be getting the short cue out here. But then again, when the 2 doesn't go and you really have no reward, okay, he is going to. I'm sure sometimes if you can kick and control it, that sometimes is better, but all the way around the 1. Gives up ball in hand, still a lot of work to do here. Already going over and taking a look. He's looking at it pretty close. Maybe it does go. Hard to tell. Well, definitely doesn't go now. Okay. See what speed he kicks with here. I kind of like slow, but maybe even 2 rails. Okay, gets a direct hit, nudges it just enough to give him a shot. A little unfortunate there. Open that whole rack up. As long as Steve can poke this one in without double kissing or doing anything, which looks like he can. Runs into the 3, but he's still all right. Actually gives him a nice angle. Just come right between the 7 and the 8 here if he wants to. Well, a little more angle than he wanted. I think he would have liked to gone just a little bit further so he could just roll straight up onto the bottom of the side rail here. So a little bit more movement from the cue ball. Can't tell if he's drawn at 3 rails or just going forward. Just going forward. Slow down, ball. Slow down. Wow. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick there. So now LUT just needs to get himself away from that 8 ball. Which he does. Looking now where he wants to get on the 8 and the side. Pretty much straight. He might play the same shot as Steve here, roll down to the bottom rail. Just try not to go on the side. No doubt there. All right. For LUT GANIEF to get up 2-0. Nice shot. Break serve and hold serve. Steve's break. We just surpassed 20 viewers. Hey, everybody. Already have the makings of a good match here. I feel like we've had so many matches where the underdog gets out to the early lead. Seems to make for a close finish. I think we're at about 100 point difference in Fargo in this match. Look at that, 2-9. Looks like the angle's going away from it a little bit. So does he have is he straight enough that he can hold it? Or does he run into the 2? Let's see what happens here. Runs into the 2, gets a shot. Pretty straight. Playing for fun, I'm drawing this ball into the 9 all day, but we're not playing for fun here. punch. Draws it out 2 rails. That was a nice shot. Got quite a bit of angle here. See if he puts low right on it and comes below the 4, maybe more out to center table. Give yourself some angle. He's going forward. Looks like he can miss the 5-8. No, we can't. And with the 9 ball hanging and 5 balls left, Steve is in great position to get his first game now. It's going to sting a little bit for LUT. He really wanted to keep that lead going. All right, Steve's got position here to go right up for the 7-9. And he gets there just fine. All right, 2-1, and LUT's got the break. I haven't been told, but I am convinced at this point that the 2 is required to be in the back. I seem to be doing it every time. Lots of talk about the racking rules in this tournament. I think it's made for some great, entertaining racks. 2 in the back, house rack. 9 does not count on the break. All right, I was on the 7 ball here. Last time he got a pretty good pop on the break too. Let's see. 7 ball flies in. Cue ball does a nice little hop, squats right there. And he can definitely see the 1, but what does it pass here? The 1-6 is going to be tricky. The 1's going to want to stay there and get blocked by the 3. Cue ball's going away from the 1. Looks like he's just going to stick him behind the 5. That's a good shot. Looks like he might have to go to the short side here. Can't tell unless he... Well, it looks like he might be able to just miss the left side of this too. Might have to shorten it up a little bit. He is going to the short side. Probably with soft speed. Great shot. Locks him up. LUT looking to do here. Couldn't see what happened. Don't know if he was trying to jump over the 3 off the rail or what exactly there, but move the 9 ball out. Lots of options for Steve here. Looks like he's gonna just get on the 3 up in the corner. 2 up in the corner, excuse me. I was looking at the 3 ball talking. Light bump on the 9 here. Oh, just rims out the 2 ball. Looks like LUT can just put a little inside on it and go straight up and down. Well, well. What have you done now, Mr. 8-Ball? Luckily, he can hit this with top. Just come up about where the spot is. A little higher, even perfect. Kept himself away from the 5. Looks like that 5 is far enough away that he can play the 5 on the side next. And two more ducks to go up 3-1. Yeah, Steve rattled that 2 ball. Might have just been thinking a little too much about how hard and where exactly he was going to run into that 9. All done that a million times. And LUT breaks serve. Gets to break now 3-1. Last break, that 5 ball fired in. Let's see what happens this time. Came high. High and dry. No shot. Looks like you might be able to see the edge of that 1 ball. Send the cue ball down here somewhere. Get behind the mess. Okay, he's just going to try and jump it in. Stop right there. Or get all the way down on the 2. Okay. Looks like he can still make it. He'll be running into all that stuff, and we'll clear some stuff out and hopefully be able to see the 3. Unless he wants to just lock him up somehow. Looks like locking him up is the choice. Left a pretty easy 1 rail kick here, all things considered. Tough to get the cue ball out of there. He's looking at the 2 railer behind it. I personally, if he can get there, kind of like getting to this bottom rail, 2 rails, sending the 2 and the cue ball up table, but all right, gonna leave a long shot here. All right. Kind of has the angle going away from the 4 here. Might be able to just play it with some inside, get back to the middle of the table for another safe on the 4 if it doesn't pass the 5. Oh, wow, cross banks it. Plays the 2-way. Success. Now he's looking to come 2 rails into it. Now, this will be interesting to see if he hits it, where the 3-9 end up. Doesn't send it over there. Gives up a shot. 4's tied up. See if he cuts this in and goes with inside into that mess. He does. Doesn't really come out with much, but a good safe opportunity. One rail kick here. Not looking at the one rail kick again. I'm kind of surprised. I feel like you kick into this left side of the 4, send the 4, send it soft, send the 4 that way, cue ball this way. But he's going 2 rails underneath it. Well, I believe he went rail first and got no rail there. Yeah. A little surprised by that kick. He knew something I don't. Steve flirting with disaster there. 1/4 inch less. Did he hook himself? He just might have. It's going to be close. Wow. Looks like he got there. All right, he's out of trouble now. All the hard work's done with. Hit this with a 1/2 tip inside, come right back to the middle of the table, and get on out of here. All the way up and down. Well, he made that a little tougher. I'd like to still have that 8 ball hanging over the side, but got far enough up that I don't think he has to worry too much. I think he'd like to just get dead straight on the corner here so we can just draw straight back for the 9. Oh, goes above the 8. Nice shot. A little tough here whether he wants to go to the upper left corner and just roll down, or go to the other side and come over here. So he's choosing the right corner. There it is. He got there for 3-2. Yes, sir. This is one of the final 8 matches on the B side. Getting down to it here. All right, LUT to break here, wanting to keep this lead going. Gets them to his liking. Okay, dry break there. Looks like you can at least see the right edge of the 1 ball. Can't tell if you can hit it full or not. This looks like you can make this ball. Nope. Trying to get him with the 3, but doesn't do it. Runs into some traffic. 2 ball is really tied up here. 5 ball causing a little problems to go up table. I think he's looking there if he just rolls it. And then he could shoot and stop, Z the 2 out of there. Now he could go offense here and try and make this bank, or he could shoot and stop, try and send the 2 out and freeze the 4 to freeze the cue ball to the 4, making him jack up over the 4. Looks like he's really got to pop this one if he wants to shorten it up. Okay, he just went with the safe. Real nice shot there. Took the jump away from Steve. If you can't see the edge of this ball, it's going to be tough. Might have to swerve it a little bit. I think he can still get to the masse. It's the route he took and drills it. Really nice shot there. And a little angle here too. Not sure if he can roll into the 4, roll into the 7. Into the 7. And he holds for that 4 just fine. Well, Steve Lane pretty good to tie it up here. Going to leave himself a nice angle on the 5, it looks like, if he can hold that 4. Does have a little bit of angle to work with. Might even go to the short side. It does. Well, pretty straight here. I'm going to have to come with another little shot. Might see a low left draw shot here, or top right 2 rails out. Runs into the 7. Got pretty fortunate there. It looks like he can just roll this 6 in, go to the short side of the 7. Or if he wants to get real ambitious, he could go the 4-rail shape up above. Tries to run into it. Oh, lands right on everybody's favorite spot. Right on that spot. Don't think he's got enough to be able to force it through the point. Really just depends exactly how it's sitting, whether he can play a two-way shot, bank it up to the corner and get down below the 8. If he can cross over it, I think he's telling him that it is not frozen, which is important when it comes to getting a rail if he's just rolling into it. Okay, that would have not been a good shot if that ball was frozen, but he clarified that it wasn't. Now, do you just tap it again and just tap it back and forth until somebody messes up? Don't know if there's a whole lot of other options here. Looks like he's so on the side of it that he can't really thin off and go to the long rail and get down to the 8-9. So, tricky little spot here. Oh, dangerous. That was a good shot. Left enough angle to where he can't shoot it in the corner. Got behind the 7 enough that it makes the kick and the side real tough. So, good recovery there. And Steve can't just roll into it again, I don't think. So, I like that play. He does have some safe options now. He can thin off and get down here by the 9 and the 8, kind of aim to run into the 9 if he wants to. Have a nice line off of there. He's running into it fuller than that, I think. Okay, he is just touching it again. That's a nice shot. Now, does he have the angle to come down below? Well, you hit a little hard to stay on my line there, but kind of left him that same spot again. Once again, hard to roll into. Kind of a double kiss for the cross bank. Might go all out in the corner here and try and bring that cue ball back. Okay, 7 ball to the back rail. Freezes it on the back rail. Great shot. Great shot. This is a tough situation. Thinning it off the left side is really tough. Go off the left side, I think you're almost trying to get all the way down below. Could also bank the 7 down into the mess, but then you're kind of possibly leaving 7-9. I don't think he can bank it back to the pocket by the cue ball right now. So this is an interesting spot. I think the double kiss is there to bank it back in this corner. Well, that bank was on. Did not hit it too bad. A little stiffer, and it would have shortened up a little bit more, but he was in a tough spot there, so that was a good attempt. All right, well, going away from the 9-ball here. Gonna see some movement. But what are we gonna see? We're gonna see all the way up table. 1, 2, 3, back down. Reeves might be just drawing the 2-railer. That would be drawing up to here, around like this. It seems a little flat for that. A little close to the rail. He's really digging down on this ball, so it's looking like maybe that's the choice. Oh, not the first option. Great shot. Perfect speed. Hands him that one. All right, we're tied up 3-3. So I've got Elias in the chat rooting for LUT. We got a race to 4 now. Steve to break. Where is LUT from, Elias? If I'm saying that correctly. Well, there's a 9-ball that does not count, but still a pretty open looking rack. Oh, Bellingham, nice. Lived in Bellingham for a while. Spent a lot of time playing pool at Downtown Johnny's. That's still around. Residing in Everson. All right, got that cleared up. All right, nice shot from Steve there to get on the 3 on the side. That really opens things up. Now he just needs a good angle to get on this 5, and that should about do it. Seems like he's trying to get where he doesn't need to mess with any rails with this 4-ball. Just wants an angle to be straight and just draw straight back. Looks good. Looks like he'll be drawn towards the corner, so wants to get pretty flat on the 5 so we can get between the 8 and the rail there. Just kind of pointed with his cue. Stays pretty low on that. I think he decelerated a little bit there. I can't imagine he wanted this much angle. Now he might have to kind of end up where he is. Play between the 8 and the 9. Unless he wants to slow spin this with inside, which he's capable of. He does. Lands perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now he looks like he has a little angle. He might come 2 rails out. It's pointed right where he wants to get, so he is going that route. And good again to take his lead for the first time in the match at 4-3. Oh, right, yeah, Bellingham Bar and Grill. I forgot they did change their name. First time I ever played One Pocket was in there against an old guy on the rent it by the hour 9-footer they had, and man, I just got destroyed. It was not fun. Talk about feeling like you're always shooting the wrong shot. All right, LUT's fighting from behind for the first time in this match now. I'm rooting for him to keep it going. I just want to see a close match every time. Boy, his break has been looking nice. He's really getting nice pop and squat on that cue ball every time. This time he was rewarded with a couple balls and a nice layout. Well, no, I can't find a problem in this rack. 2 to the 3 is the shot, really. Checks that one up. Now a little drag draw back to the middle of the table, I would think. Yep, looking what angle he wants there. Nice thing about this 4 is no matter where he gets, he can end up down here and play it in the corner, or he can play it in the side. Doesn't really matter. This is a great shot that you need to know here, the drag draw shot. Well, he hit a little center there, got a little bit of angle, but this is okay. I think he was trying to drag it a little bit more center of the table. Ha! It was against Ronnie. The utter disappointment in every shot that I chose playing One Pocket against him. It's funny, I've always thought I want to go back there now and play him, but he was nice about it, but I just had never played the game before. I could hardly, I had just started playing. It was 15 years ago. I'm guessing Mo the bartender is still there then too. It's funny, David, your name actually looks kind of familiar. I don't know if you were up there during that time, but I started playing in Bellingham about a little over 15 years ago. Yeah, that Mo is one of the best bartenders I've ever seen. Really nice guy. All right, Steve is widening the gap here, 5-3. Said I don't know who that guy was before, but I'm here now. All right, Steve really wants a good one to get on the hill here. Coming off a kind of tough loss against John Moore, he wants to get through this match. Well, made some noise. Thin cut in the side. Looks like he'll be running into the 5, and what happens next, nobody knows. Looks pretty thin. I don't know if he can go in between the 5 and the 7, but looks like he's got to run into something. Well, he's going to survive this. Did run into the 5, but just didn't make the 1. Looks like we might see Steve kick past the 9 here. And this one, I gotta think he's trying to go 2 rails. Might get lucky, thin the one up here, cue ball over here. Okay, he's going 1 rail just to make it. What am I talking about? What a shot. Gets great on the 2. Now, I've seen him a couple times play to run into the next ball he's playing. I don't know if he'll do that here and play the short side. Okay, just plays it between the 5-7, leaves himself that angle. That's a good shot. Another decision to make here if he wants to try and put the soft draw on it and kind of come back where he is now. Doesn't want to get anywhere near that 8 ball unless he comes across twice, but I feel like the 5's kind of in the way for that. Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that. I kind of saw that coming. He must have just had too much angle to be able to hold it. But this is about a 50% jump shot here. You got the rail to bridge on. It's straight. You don't have to do anything with the cue ball. The 5's right there. Gives you a certain amount of confidence. Just about the perfect distance between the 8 and the cue ball. Makes a good hit, but sells out. Even left a little angle to where he can just stop it pretty much. Be perfect. Float over and a little float, and he's good. Nice shot there. Stayed away from the 7 so we can cue it really easily. Good angle, just has to make the ball. 7 goes down the corner or in the side, depending on where you get. And the 8 ball's far enough off the rail that you can also end up on either side of that and be pretty comfortable. So, okay, he's going to play the 7 in the corner. And it kind of landed on the 50 here. I think he's got to float over and play short side here. Just get straight on the 8. There it is, right there. Just like he pointed. Oh, he got a big bounce there. A little more of a bounce than he wanted. Just going to have to make him think a little bit here. A little grimace on his face. I know that feeling. Looking at it in the side, but man, that looks tight. So tight. Looks like we're just over 30 viewers on this match. Love it. This has been such an amazing stream that EvoSports is putting on. Yeah, that's a tough shot. It's really tough too when you didn't get where you want, so you're kind of disappointed. It's hard to really fully commit and not feel like you kind of deserve to miss in a way. Now, Steve not just getting down and shooting this, so he must need to move the cue ball a little bit. Might be a little thinner than it looks. Can't tell if he's going to come all the way around. Or if it'll be more kind of towards the 9. Yep, look at that. There it is. Well, did that side pocket come into play? No, it looks like he'll be able to hit before the side pocket on this shot. No problem. And Steve is going to reach the hill 6-3. LUT does get to break, though. Apply a little bit of pressure. That 4 ball here comes high again. Well, Steve's got a chance. Looks like the winner of this match will be playing the winner of Tyrell Blowers and Chris Reinhold. So it's not getting any easier from here. got a little angle here that I don't think he wanted, so he's going to be moving a little bit. Might be able to slow roll up to the short side. Or just hold. I can't tell if he can pinch it and get over to the middle of the table here. Yep, slow rolling. Now, looks like he's going to have to come short rail up to here, somewhere in that area, to get a nice angle to come back out off the 4 to the middle of the table. Does pretty well there. Now here, can he draw past the 8 and get all the way over here? It's a little tough. Going real low, he might be putting a little more on this ball. Okay, runs into the 8, but gets away with it. 5 passes the 6, no problem. Just needs to get good on this 7. Pretty close to that point. Bumps the 9 a little bit. Gets dead straight. See if he draws back and cheats that 6 to the left side of the pocket a little bit to just get a little further up here, so he doesn't risk drawing straight back and getting jacked up over the 9. So I don't think he can afford to be out here. So let's see if this ball kind of goes into the left side of the pocket. He gets a little, oh, he's putting low left on it. Okay, he's looking to draw back and spin off the rail. Wow, that 7 must go on the side. Did it get me again? Because that looks so thin in the side, but he played it there. Unless he's trying to cross it, but can't imagine. Well, still some work to do here. Still some work to do here. Coming all the way down. Nope. A little long, but this 9-ball for the match. All right, Steve LINGELBACH takes it 7-3. Great tournament for LUT GANIEF. Went real deep, being just under